Afternoon all. Thought I'd have one or two games on the ICC today. Let's try and get back to 2200 for a start. I'm at 2199, so let's use the King's Gambit to do that. Bishop c4 instead of knight f3 to invite queen h4. So open invitation, it's not accepted though. Okay, I'll take with the bishop because I want to play knight c3 if knight f6. Just to try and develop the knight. I don't mind giving up knight square bishop. I know it's a shocking thing to consider, but whoa, okay. Bishop b4, a little bit artificial maybe. So maybe this is a good reaction, knight e2, just to recharge it. I want to play still. Always pinning me. Okay, let's let him. I just want to try and regain the f4 pawn at least. Okay. What is going on here? Bishop b3, maybe? If takes, maybe bishop a3 if knight e4, if his intention is to win a pawn. I can take this way to avoid the exchange of queens. And then maybe bishop a3, unless queen b6. I don't know, there's queen d2 or knight d2 is getting a bit hairy. There's rook f4 as well though. I'll try rook f4 hitting f7, e4 and g4 in one shot. Not bad. Okay, I was telling some people on the KingsCrusher cafe yesterday. Oh, let's wait a bit. Hang on. This is getting a bit hairy. Should I take on g4 and then maybe that's annoying, isn't it? This pin is annoying. I can break the pin with rook g4, then maybe knight d4, and then maybe knight e6. I think I'll do that. Although f2 is a bit weak. I don't know if I can get in bishop a3, but if he can't castle, I don't know, queen e2 is also dangerous. We have a very hairy position now. But surely queen e2 is really dangerous and bishop a3 is dangerous. So queen e2, okay, knight f6. Well, there's queen g4, knight f6, queen g7. I think queen g4 may be better. I'll try this one. So knight f6, queen g7. I'm also threatening queen e6. I'm also threatening bishop a3 just to trap the king in the centre. I think I'm tempted here for bishop a3 anyway, and then queen e4, queen e7. I don't know, knight e6 is also tempting, just hitting the knight. So many tempting moves here. Knight e6 stops castling and threatens knight g7, and also knight c7. If knight f6, let's go for this one. It's such a big looking knight on e6. So I'm hitting this knight now because I'm interfering with the protection there. But knight f6, okay. I can make the king stay in the centre now with this move, knight g7. Maybe bishop a3 or d3 to try and there's no rook g8 at the moment, so d3, just trying to get the bishop to g5. I'm not sure that was best though. There's always knight b3s. Okay, so ab or knight e6. D takes e4. Okay, I think I'll go with this. If rook g8, knight e6 maybe. If knight f6, maybe knight e6 again. This looked a bit slow actually. I think a quicker thing was bishop a3. So have I messed it up totally? That's the thing. Have I messed it up totally here? Knight e6, then maybe queen e4. I don't think bishop h6 is that good. Knight e6. Let's assume king d7 to keep the rook protected. But there might be knight c5 double check, which is interesting. Let's go for that then. Knight c5 double check or knight f8 double check? Maybe knight f8 double check to try and get the rook. I'm just try and win the rook. So double check trying to win the rook. It's looking very interesting. There's also bishop f4 to insert in here to try and get the king on the back row first before queen takes g8. At least getting some development finally. Actually, there's knight d7 check. There's also knight e6 check again, just to try and win the rook if the king steps on the back row. There's knight c5 check. So queen g8 is an option, but maybe it's not the best. I think I'll play this one instead, because king d7, knight c5 double check, king b6, maybe bishop e3. So let's try the double check here. Right. Okay. So what's going on here? Can I just, I don't know. So I just take a draw. Is there anything stronger? Knight f8. Yeah. I can take the rook. I can win back the exchange. If I win back the exchange, then rook f8, and then what? Queen g3. I'll be 2 pawns up. Let's go for it. I know I could lose on time or whatever. But queen g3, surely I'm just 2 pawns up there. 3, 4, 6 pawns. Pin, threaten rook a7. There's a pin here. There's rook e1 actually. Queen g3 is not bad. Not bad move actually to now rook e1. Right, if I can get in now rook e4, rook d4. No, maybe not. Okay, just for the moment here. What about just c5? Or bishop takes some rook e7 actually. Just bishop takes some rook e7 is winning here because of that pin. I think that's all over. DrModel. Have I played this guy before? What's his, he's resigned here. So that was an exciting game, exciting finish. I was on the verge of just accepting a draw. So what on earth happened? So bishop d5, because I like the idea of knight c3 just giving up the knight to go bishop. I don't like the idea of ed particularly. So knight ge2 against bishop b4. So I'm getting sort of, it seems pins, but on the other hand the bishop's a target here. Okay, he wins the pawn, but after rook f4 this looks, you know, knight f6, there's bishop a3. So f5, the exchange sack here, the king's in the centre, and I've got numerous threats like bishop a3, queen e2 and queen g4, and knight e6. So I use queen g4, then knight e6, but now I don't know, it's not so clear. So this d3 might have been a bit slow. Maybe just bishop a3 here, pinning the knight. Very simple. So there's no rook g8, pinning the knight. I don't know, maybe that was better. So d3, I'm not really sure. It does dislodge the knight on e4 though, potentially, or make it vulnerable to queen e4s. So this was interesting what happened here, that this knight f8 to win the rook, and then go back to pin the knight on d6. I think this was probably one of the best moves I think in the game though, because actually queen g3 is also spotting rook e1, which is a major sort of tactical idea now. Just to play bishop d6, I could have played it immediately, bishop d6 and rook e7. Nice little tactic there. Okay, so comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much. I'm back over 2200, back on that mountain climb today, so I'm probably going to get battered if I play a few games more. Okay, don't worry, I'll show you the batterings as well as the wins. Thanks very much.